So this is why I'm saying that the foundation you need to establish within yourself, your why, and address these money habits and address these money mindsets that you have, because they're going to go along with on the ride with you until you correct them, until you get these things sorted out. And you have to realize the average adult today is walking around with a kindergarten education on money.
So true. So true. If that.
Yeah. You'll be surprised how you could put large sums of money in the hands of a numerous group of persons and and look at their decisions that they make. Everybody sounds intelligent before they get the money. But after you give them the money, you question a lot of the decisions that they make. I'll give you an example. Let's look at persons who would have retired and got large lump sums. You know how many of them, statistically, persons who are surveyed who went through that process, had to find a second job. Because that money ran out less than 4 months after receiving it.
Or those separation packages.
Or the separation packages.
Go home with 6 figures and more, and even a fixed income after, and then
and then they end up in more in debt than they had before. And see, we don't like to address these things. Especially in HR.
Indeed.
Especially in HR.
Indeed.
You know, it's almost taboo to talk about money.
And that's why, as HR professionals, let me jump in on that, because we have to help people prepare, and we can't wait until they're retiring in June and we want to hold a seminar in January. Like, that's too late. It's too late. We should be talking about retirement years before, so people have an opportunity to get that knowledge that you're talking about, the literacy, so that they can make the necessary preparation.
No, I agree. We should be talking about retirement when they just their first day on the job. Because remember now, our retention rates are not what they used to be 40 years ago.
That's true.
Where a person enter into the workplace at the age of 18.
And they're going to stay for 25 years.
And they're going to stay their whole life there. No, you might have an individual, especially if they're millennial or Generation Z, you know, they might stay there almost a month.
That's true.
Or 2 years. And
2 years max is like, okay, what's happening here?
Something I don't feel challenge anymore. So
what's next for me? I mean, I've heard it. I've heard that. Seriously.
No, and so you have this mentality amongst HR professionals that it's not my job to educate my staff in regards to money. Here's the thing about that. You know, it affects not only the employee but also affects the workplace. Matter of fact, I did a presentation the other day called "The Curse of a Broke Employee."
Woo! I should do this.
And believe it or not, you'll be surprised at the numbers. Like, take for example, you know that what is one of the number one contributing factors why employees steal on the job?
They broke.
50 billion in the States. Ooh, 50 billion in the States was stolen in 2019.
And then stress-related illness, because now I'm worried about being broke.
When it was surveyed by PricewaterhouseCoopers, out of all the things that they could have said, 49% of them said, the number one thing I'm concerned about is my money troubles, my financial stress, not training on the job, not understanding the job, not even promotion, my money stress. And out of that group, do you realize that they spend 3 to 5 hours a week sitting at their desk on the employer's time,
looking productive,
trying to figure out their money challenges?
That's right. And that is why they come and put pressure on you, HR or business owner or manager. I need that little thing. I need that raise. I need that promotion. And they're pushing for these things. And it's not necessarily that they want more responsibility or they have the skill set to do it. They want more money.
They want more money. I believe it or not, I had a situation the other day where an employer said to me, the people, they love working for me. They love working the overtime. And I said, really? I look at them, I'm like, you really believe that? I said, the reason why most of them working overtime is because of some of their needs. And if you really ask them, and then they are truthful and honest with you, they'll tell you the overtime money ain't even enough.
It's not.
And I said, now, if you continue along this path, what you're going to do is sacrifice their family life.
And their health. Because they will burn out. They will become exhausted, which increases now errors and mistakes and theft and all of the other things that go on, like a little underhanded deals on the side, you're famous for, right? Yes. I mean, so there are effects. And as companies, HR, whatever, we need to educate people, and we can't take the place of a parent in the workplace. And this is what I mean.
Okay.
Because not that they don't want to invite you to come in and speak.
No.
But they want to be able to police people's money.
Yes.
So I had a client one time who said, and this was actually breaking the law. He did not want to give the employees their vacation money prior to the start of the vacation, which is the law. A lot of people may not know that. It's actually said that specifically in our employment law in the Bahamas, that people should receive their vacation money, the pay period, before the commencement of the vacation. But this was his rationale. It wasn't a cash flow issue. He said, I don't want them coming back to me after their vacation to ask me to borrow money or to ask the company for a loan. That's not your place.
You're right.
You are not their parent.
You're right.
So you can't create new policies to govern how people spend their money. If they come back from vacation broke, that is their problem to figure out.
Yes.
Right? Or you provide the educational programs to teach people how to budget and how to spend their money.
You know what's so interesting now, the new trend inside a lot of workplaces now, they are going beyond just having the conversation in regards to certain subject matters. They actually want one-on-one coaching for their team members.
Yeah.
Because for that very same reason. You know how many employers are watching their employees borrow against their pension, borrow against the company, salary advancements, debt service ratios are not even 50%.
Salary deductions.
They're now taking on only less than 30% of their salary.
Wow.
This is a serious epidemic.
And you can't survive.
You
and
can't.
So you're in a trap. It's a trap. Because the more that you're trying to function on less, and you realize, well, I can't function on less, I need more. And then you're doing all of this extra to get the more.
You're right, because now the cost of living is increasing.
Yeah.
If you have children involved and they're getting older, their expenses increases as well. And then not only that, you have taxes that increase. So there's a number of factors you have to take into consideration. Yeah. And the biggest of all, you talk about, when we started the conversation in regards to the retirees or pre-retirees. These same individuals are part of what we call the sandwich generation. An ailing parent at home, not paid off the mortgage, Johnny's still off to school, Johnny meaning their child.
Yes.
And now they have 5 years, 10 years out. They're not ready.
And you have now their own health and wellness. And so when you look at the cost of medical coverage.
Oh, yes.
So now I retire, I come out of a group plan.
Oh.
And I need to convert this now to an individual plan.
It's not even affordable.
It's like a mortgage.
Yes, it's not even affordable.
It's not affordable.
You're right. You're right.
So
and
if you're not in perfect health,
concern.
it is huge.
Yeah.
It is major. So what advice would you give, first of all, to HR professionals and business owners for helping their employees with managing their personal finances? That's my first question. And then my second question is, how can Druber help?
Okay, so first question is, it has to be a three-prong approach. It cannot no longer be having a professional from financial service come in and talk about the history of their company, the products that they have, the superior services that they have, because that does not address the need of the employee.
Yeah.
That is the first thing. The second thing that needs to happen is that there needs to be some level of one-on-one coaching or group coaching to segments of the populace at the workplace.
Yeah.
You can you subdivide them based on who's retiring, who just entered the work field, who's getting a mortgage, or those who would have borrowed a lot, who do a lot of the salary advancement. You can kind of segment them and now provide them with the help that they need. And the last most important thing is there need to be resources. We can't allow, as HR professionals, we can't allow the floodgates to open up and have so many of these predatory lenders and also companies come into the workplace, sell the employees on all of these products that they have, would put them in more financial bondage. And to your point, what it begins to happen now, it becomes a cost on the company from the healthcare standpoint if you have medical insurance. Why do you think now, today, the new trend is to move away from spouses being on the plan? It's only the employee and their dependent now.
And yours responsible for your dependents in a lot of cases.
And that's what I'm saying. And we're now transitioning to removing the dependence on the plan. So it can just tell you that this thing is just spiraling out of control.
Yep.
Now, to your point, where in regards to how Druba can help, we specialize in these type of situations. Not only we can provide education on how to manage the money, how to prepare for retirement, how to get the mortgage within the workplace, but we also speak to the career component of it as well.
Right.
Because believe it or not, all of these are tied together.
They are.
In addition to that, we provide one-on-one coaching and access to all of the essential financial products that an individual needs, such as the insurance, the investment, the retirement. Not only that, even dealing with probate matters. You know, many persons in the workplace right now dealing with a probate matter have to take vacation time off to just deal with that.
Wow.
And not to mention the biggest of all, children education.
Yes.
We, this year, Druba alone has sent off or have prepared to send off at least 30 families on scholarships.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
And we have helped about 5 families so far to get financing. Now, you know what's the biggest pet peeve as well? The employees have to do their part.
Yeah.
Because the employees sometimes make these things available and then they don't show up. The employees don't show up if it's voluntary.
And that is the problem. And that's why companies will pull and not offer these things, because employees don't show up and they don't take part in what's offered.
So what I'm saying to the employer and also to the employee, you have to structure it in a way that focus on the crisis of the employees that you have. Because only then you find that they will respond.
That's true. When it hitting that pocket or hitting me in some way personally, then I'm more inclined to act.
You know, many parents for the first time are going to wait until their child graduates. At the graduation, the child accepts the diploma, then we can try to figure out how we can fund
what's going to happen for them in September.
Yeah, how we can fund the schooling, or when they get the acceptance letter. Like, how
that's already too late.
And it's beyond
because
too late.
You have to apply for university probably from January, February is the cutoff, or even the September before to get in for the following September. So you already missed the first semester.
You're right. And in addition to that, the sponsor letters and going through the U.S. Embassy or the Canadian Embassy.
We're not planning. That's right, for visas and things like that.
It's so much.
And being able to show that you have the ability to support the student in college.
And so this is where the employer comes into play, because now they're going to be borrowing from the employer to show that they have somewhat of a good standing. And in a lot of cases, they've already maxed out.
Wow.
So this is why we're talking about having Druba and companies like Druba, but preferably Druba in the workplace to deal and address with these matters. Because let me tell you something, the last thing you want is a discouraged employee.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is a financially stressed employee. Because one, they are about 3 to 5, they take on 3 to 5 more days and being absent from the workplace than somebody who is not. And some of their abstinence are mostly related to their financial matters, not even being sick. So, you know, and even when they're at work, you know,
they're stressed out thinking about it.
So they're not even being productive. The numbers show it around the world, US, Canada, even in the Caribbean. And so this is why I talk about the curse of being the broke employee, and sometimes even in another presentation, how it affects the bottom line. If you don't address this, you're bleeding your company in your operational expenditure.
Absolutely.
I'll leave you with this last point on this matter. I spoke to the crimes unit at our police force, and they gave me some startling statistics.
Oh dear.
One of the things they said to me is that there is a growing trend in regards to the amount of money that is being stolen per year. It's increasing. But the amount of cases are becoming less and less. So meaning that there are more people taking more money today than ever before. But here's the starting statistic about that. Out of all of the businesses within our country, only 4 to 8% of them actually report this.
Wow.
So, and the reason for that is because of reputational risk.
Right.
So I say that to say this. Most HR...
So you're absorbing
the loss.
The losses.
So most HR professionals and management are quite aware of employee theft in the workplace. And most of that is stemming from financial stress.
Right.
And persons wanting to live sometimes above the lifestyle that they have, or even just sustaining the lifestyle that they have.
Right. And this is just such a big conversation to have. And I wish we had more time. We need to do a part 2.
Yes, we do.
So tell us where people can find Druber.
Okay, so Druber can be found at, you can contact us on www.drubersolutions.com, or you can contact us at 427-8025, 242-427-8025. And last but not least, we're also on all of the social media sites as well, from Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. And our handle is at drubersolutions.com.
That's pretty easy. So thank you so much for being on Ask HR.
Yes.
This is Nathaniel Butler of Druber Solutions, and I'm Simone Elbow of SBS Global. We are here to answer your burning HR questions. Thank you so much for tuning in.